Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, give us just a second here. We got to get our voices up here. There we go. Now, all right. Well, we have had an interesting evening this evening, watching all the different ones. Man, it's been fantastic watching all the other channels and what you're doing and what they've been talking about, and I have just thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay. Are you guys hearing us now?
Is everything okay right this minute? Somebody let us know, make sure we're coming through okay. Make sure we're not buffering or whatever. Yeah, we got Wayne's in the house. How you doing, Wayne?
Rough Hewn Homestead. I've not seen them before. Revelation, Linda Heim.
All right, glad to see all of y'all here.
Are y'all hearing us? That's lots of buffering. Okay. Yeah, they're hearing us. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, that's all we want to make sure. I don't care if you see me or not, because I ain't nothing to look at. As long as you can hear me. That's the only thing.
And
there's going to be some buffering probably because of our bit rates. So, I mean, I'm sorry about that. We just don't have any upload speed here, and y'all know all about that because we've told you in the past. So
yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
It's live. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
You guys just meet your neighbors.
Meet your neighbors.
Talk to each other. We've had an interesting afternoon. We had some guys from Mexico
were here visiting with us this afternoon. The truth of the matter is we are looking for woofers this fall and winter to help us out on our homestead here. And I have a friend who lives in Mexico who was up visiting, and his son was with him today. And his son actually volunteered. He's not a woofer, but he volunteered to learn from me here on my homestead if I had any projects that I wanted to do. And I thought that was just fantastic. He's a young guy, early 20s, and I just was just like amazed that he would be interested in doing that. So, you know, so we just pray that we're able to find the right woofers to help us out on our homestead, because we have a lot of projects going on here, especially this fall and this winter. We're going to be doing a lot of different things on our homestead here. And next coming spring, we have some big projects up on that.
And we're not only looking for guys, but we're looking for girls too that are interested in coming, because a lot of people have said they would like to learn canning and just simply herbs, working in the garden, basic stuff. So we're even considering some of the girls to come in ever so often for that kind of stuff, because we still can in the winter. So
yeah, we do a lot of our canning in the wintertime just simply because it's too hot to do it during the summertime here. And if we're going to run the stove and heat the house up, we'd rather heat the house up during the wintertime. Now, I want to mention something tonight. A lot of people has contacted me on my channel. A lot of them has come to us privately, and they've told us that how sorry they are that they could not watch the live streaming because it takes so much data usage to be able to do the live streaming, and that they don't mind the data usage. It's just that I'm not staying on subject enough, and they say I'm bouncing around too much, and if they're going to spend their money, then they really would rather spend it watching some of my other videos rather than the live stream. So kind of what I'm interested in doing is getting back to some of my basics, and that is trying to stay on some subjects so that these people who are using, I mean, let's face it, everybody, you're paying to watch us. And if you're paying to watch us, I want to make sure that you get your money's worth, I guess is how I should put it. Because there's a lot of people out there that struggle financially, and I really want to make sure they get their money's worth. So tonight, our structure is going to be, we want to talk about the videos we put up this past week, and that's probably what we're going to start doing from week to week. we put up anywhere between 7 and 8 videos a week, depending on how the week goes. And from now on our Saturday night chats, what we want to do is go back and talk about those 7 videos that we've put up during the week, or 8, whichever one it ends up being, and have y'all respond back and forth, because a lot of y'all have a lot of questions about some of those videos.
And we answer as many as we can, but we can't go into detail
Right.
in a description or a comment. So if there's something that we've been doing that you need to ask questions about, would you type it in all caps? And
Right.
then that way maybe I can catch it. And we're going to talk about the videos one by one, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, one by one.
Tonight, the topic here would be what's happening. That was our video today, but we're going to go back all the way to next, Sunday.
Yeah.
And start and work our way up. And so we've got a lot of people coming in. You guys just keep coming in
and joining in.
And type all questions in all caps. And I'm going to try and keep up with them. And you guys can talk among yourselves. But if you put all caps, I'll try to catch it for it.
Yeah. Tonight, I want to do I've been searching through YouTube now. I want y'all to understand, I do this quite frequently. I search through YouTube and I look for people that I believe are really, really genuine in what they're doing. They may not have a lot of subscribers, but if I feel like they're genuine, then I want to do a shout out to them. And I want to invite y'all to go to their channel, because I think a lot of their information is really good. There's one guy in particular, I watched him this past week, from Tennessee, Homestead. He does GMOs versus, what's the rest of the word?
Common sense.
Common sense. GMOs versus common sense.
Yeah, it was really pretty good.
It was good.
2.67 acres, I think, sent us the link, and it was awesome.
Okay, now some of our first questions are starting to come in here.
I'm trying to write some down if you want to talk about the video.
Okay, this guy is an older gentleman like myself, and he seems like he has a lot of knowledge, and he doesn't even monetize his channel, because he says he's not on there to make money, but now because he's needing some equipment to better his YouTube channel, he's going to monetize this stuff for a short period of time, but he said as soon as it's paid for, he's going to take the monetization off of it. Now see, to me, that's someone who's genuine. They're not out here trying to make $1 off of YouTube. He's out here posting what he knows, and I think that's fantastic. So I would invite y'all to go check out the Tennessee Homestead. Now, at the same time, I'm also working with another gentleman. His name is Rick. He's not very popular on YouTube right now, but he has a site called Too Country.
TOO.
TOO Country. I've been speaking with this gentleman over the phone for, I guess, over the last week, because I'm really trying to get to know him, and he seems like he is a very genuine individual, and I would invite y'all, if you see him pop up anywhere, to go check him out, because he's really got a heart of gold. There's a lot of things he's shared with his private life I'm not going to share on here, because he hasn't given me permission to do that.
But he's a really genuine guy.
He's a genuine guy. I mean, really, I've been blessed by him all this week. Brad wants to know, how about the tiller I've got? Make sure you get that one down.
All right. He wants to know what kind, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about, Brad? What kind? Okay, let me ask you this.
Let me go back and start with some of these questions, y'all. I got to start catching up.
Trying to catch up a little bit. Okay. Now, I don't remember the names. I'm doing shorthand, and I'm not going to repeat the question exactly like what you might have said. But the fruit trees, are they still acting strange? They've kind of...
The fruit trees have kind of leveled off here. It's almost like they've gone into a spring mode. A lot of them have flowered, and they're putting on little tiny fruits, which I know won't make it before the cold weather gets here. You know, so that's that's basically where they are. They think they're fixing to go back into summer again.
Yeah, and we're getting a lot of rain.
We're getting an exceptional large amount of rain now. We get rain on a daily basis now. Okay, question number 2.
Okay, do we use a solar dehydrator for our fruits? Not at this time.
Not at this moment. I am in the process of designing a solar dehydrator to use here on my property, because I feel like it's going to be the way to go in the future. Because if there should be some sort of a grid attack or something like that, then I think a solar dehydrator is going to be one of the better ways you're going to be able to preserve your foods.
Okay, somebody asked where to plant a fig tree on a small farm.
A fig tree should always be planted on the south side of a building, facing away from the north wind. And the main thing with a fig tree, even if you can't put it on the south side of a building, is to make sure you have at least 4 to 6 inches of mulch all the way out beyond the limb span on that tree, because all the roots on a fig tree grow on top of the ground.
Okay, and 2, somebody asked, can you grow figs in West Virginia?
In West Virginia, if you're in the coastal regions, well, West Virginia has no coastal region. I'm thinking about Virginia. West cool. Virginia, you could probably grow a fig tree, but you're going to have to do a lot of work with it in order to keep it from freezing back every year. You're going to probably have to put a wire cage around it and pile it full of leaves and straw or something like that to keep as much cold weather off the lower part of it as you can.
Somebody said our greenhouse, they're new to our channel, Mavis. She just watched the greenhouse video. She said it is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're back to strawberries. How do you bring them back? I guess she's saying that they've kind of died back, or either she's moving them. I'm not sure which. Okay,
I'm not sure how that question is actually worded. If your strawberries are dying back, then you're probably going to lose them. But if they're just going through the summer stage, but see, right now your strawberries should have babies. You should have runners off of them everywhere, and those babies should be attaching their roots into the ground right now. That's what should be happening with your strawberries right now.
And somebody wants to know where the figs grow in northwest Arkansas.
Northwest Arkansas. Yes, you should be able to get a fig tree to grow in northwest Arkansas. But there again, it's going to take a lot of mulch because you get a lot colder than what we do down here.
Okay. Now somebody said something about a pig with a hernia. I'm
not sure about the pig with a hernia. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
It was just asking what could you do about.
If you have a pig with a hernia, as long as, but it depends on which kind of hernia it is. A lot of times when you castrate one, you can give them a hernia if they're too small. They can have a hernia that way, or they can have a hernia on their side from just being hit by other pigs and rupturing their gut system in there. As long as the pig stays healthy and doesn't get infected some way, I don't see a problem with it, just because you're not going to keep it more than 4 or 5 months anyway to butcher it. And if you're planning on using it for breeding, then you need to get rid of it.
Okay, and somebody said Starry Hilder used her car to dehydrate. Yes, we watched that.
We watched that video, how she used her car, and I thought that was pretty ingenious of her.
Okay, and this one, I think we've had this before, and we have not answered it, but somebody asked about the soil tester, what type you have.
On my soil tester, I use I don't actually know the name of it. It's a little bottle system that you use, that you put different tablets in, and it tells you the alkalinity of the soil and different things like that. It tells me whether I need potassium or phosphorus in the soil. I also have a pH meter that I take a sample of dirt, I put in that thing, and I stick the pH meter, I dampen the soil and put the pH meter down in it, and it tells me the pH of my soil. Because I'm not one of these who test the pH on the whole place. I go sometimes from plant to plant testing the pH because the soil is so different here.
All right, Kara has said that they have adopted us. We're their aunt and uncle. I thought we were the grandma and grandpa, but you know,
I'm kind of honored, Kara, because usually we're with grandma and grandpa. Now, if we've digressed and we've come down, actually decreased in age, then I'm very, very thankful for that.
Yes. Okay, now Brad wanted to know about the tiller.
Okay.
He's got an old tiller.
I have an old tiller.
Old tiller.
I bought this tiller, it's not that old.
Old tiller.
I bought that tiller probably, it's about 10 years old. And it was probably one of the better tillers that I found because the tines can come off of it and you can put tires on it and plows on the back of it. Or either I can take the tires off and put plows back on it. It's a very, very good tiller. But to be honest with you, since I've got the two-wheel Hoss plow, I really don't use the tiller anymore.
Nope.
My tiller, it hasn't been, matter of fact, my tiller hasn't been cranked in 2 years probably.
And we just got the Hoss tool and plow.
Yeah, the plow
and
thing.
I love it too.
Look, that's God's
awesome.
gift for working in a small garden. I mean, those people did a fantastic job.
All right, if you planted a fig tree out in the open in Georgia, would it do very well?
Yes, it probably would, as long as again, I'm gonna keep going back. Fig trees are all about mulching.
Yeah, because we planted some out in the open, and we planted his grandfather's little tree that hadn't been growing hardly at all.
Yeah.
And now it's put on several shoots this spring, and there's a fig about the size, it's about a golf ball size.
Yeah, I've got figs, they're bigger than golf balls.
They get real big.
Yeah, they get up to 2 inches in diameter.
It's huge, and it looks awesome.
Correct term to harvest of corn drying on the stalk. Okay. Addicted Prepper wants to know, when do you know the correct time to harvest the corn drying on the stalk? When you shuck the end of that ear of corn back, if the very tip end of that corn is extremely hard and dry, then you know it's dry enough, because if it's still flexible and you can bend it back and forth, that means there's still moisture in the cob and it's not ready.
Okay, the right environment for figs and plums.
Okay, what about storing corn for making cornmeal?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anytime that I'm going to use corn for cornmeal, I have a corn sheller. When it's dry enough, I shell the corn off of the cob, and I'll usually do probably a 5-gallon bucket full of it, and I set it over in the freezer for 2 weeks. And after it's been in the freezer for 2 weeks, I take it out, spread it out, let it dry good again, and then I put it in the mill and I grind it through my mill, and then I do my sifting and get my cornmeal out and my grits out.
Okay, and you want to know, somebody wants to know how big a fig tree usually gets, and then the right environment for figs and plums.
A fig tree gets as big as you want it to get. Ours is probably, what?
12 feet tall at least?
At least 12 feet tall, and that's only because I keep cutting the top out of it, and it's probably getting close to 20 feet across it.
Yeah. Homestead Quail Cottage says she's the bossy big sister in all this family.
Oh, okay. That's good to know we've got somebody who's in control.
Old Way says his figs are 10 feet high and 12 feet across. And We Tree Bonsai, we're going to try and add you as a moderator.
Moderator, yeah.
Because we saw you were moderating on others, and you do a pretty good job with that. But yes, please post questions in caps, because we're missing some along the way.
Basics to Living makes a very good point. Hoss does give military discounts also to guys.
Yes.
And look, if you need to know about Hoss Tools, just go to our webpage. We are an affiliate for Hoss Tools. They have allowed us to do that. They don't add anything to the price because we're an affiliate or anything like that. We just try to get the word out there for them because they are a fantastic product to have. We have the Hoss tubs that we use to pick in. We have the Hoss plows and stuff like that. It's really good stuff, to be honest with you.
Yes. Okay. Now, talking about our videos, we started last week with the pigs.
Yeah, we started off with the pigs this past week. Pigs are God's gift to the land. They clean the land. I mean, a lot of people I know believe that pigs are unclean animals, and basically, according to Scripture, they are an unclean animal, but they do clean the land. That's what we use our pigs for here. Our pigs go about, they root up everything. They literally have rid our land of mice, snakes, and all kinds of stuff. So they're a blessing on our homestead. I see the questions are piling in.
Yes, they were all to do with figs. One of them was rust, and then she said, I think it skips out. Come back down. Whoa. Right, come on down. It has something to do with rust on the figs. Then we had somebody, heaven help us, said they had caught a possum as well as a raccoon and possums. And can you graft it to the rootstock?
No, people don't graft. Well, I guess you know what? I don't know of any fig trees that are grafted to dwarf them in size. It might be possible. I'm just not aware of it. What can you do for rust on fig trees? It seems it skips a year. I believe that you spray it with copper borate. It's a copper spray that you put on it to control the rust.
What's the best way in your experience you've built relationships with your neighbors? Being a neighbor, being friendly.
I'm extremely friendly. I go by and I check on my neighbors at least once a week. And I sit down and chit chat with them and ask them, is there any way I can help them or any way I can use my equipment to help them on their land? I offer seeds to them in their gardens if they need them. We just, that's basically what I do. I let them know that I'm here if they need someone, because I'm usually at home all day, every day.
And we keep an eye on their place because they usually are not home. We're kind of the neighborhood watch out here.
Yeah. Okay, Henderson wants to know, what breed of pigs do we raise? I have bred my own breed of pigs. I have a wild hog that has come straight out of the woods, and I crossed it with registered spot and mulefoot in order to create a specific pig. This pig is big, it's lean, it's extremely hardy, and it's parasite resistant. So that's the breed of pig. I don't know that it has a name. It's just a breed that I've bred up myself here because it's what I want to use on my homestead.
Okay, the next video was on the fingerling potatoes. And while we're talking about that, we had a couple of people give us, said they had bought the fingerlings, and where they got them was groworganic.com. So you guys might want to check out groworganic.com for the fingerling potatoes, $4.99 a pound, and Danny and I looked that up. And so those were a good place to buy any kind of organic food that we saw as far as raising the seeds and things like that.
Okay, Brenda asked a question. She said she bought one of the buckets from Hoss, but because of her back problems, she can't use it and they won't take it in return. So any ideas about what to do?
Why don't you see if somebody would like to buy it from you?
Put it on Craigslist and sell it.
Or here, ask people
on this channel if they'd like to buy it from you, and if they do,
and then y'all can PM back and forth.
Y'all PM, back and forth, and maybe you can get rid of it that way.
Yeah, because it really is.
Do I have any advice on getting rid of wild wisteria? Move. Yeah.
Keep digging it up. I had to do that before.
Keep digging it. I mean, I had you on my property at one time. Just keep digging it. You'll eventually get it. You just got to be persistent.
What time do you butcher? We butcher mainly in the fall and winter.
Well, once the temperature gets cool here, then we start doing our butchering. Even with chickens, we don't even butcher chickens in the heat.
Yeah, and we hadn't bred rabbits because we didn't want to have to butcher in this heat.
Somebody's trying to tell me what to call the pig. How about Deep South Hog or about Danny Pig?
Yeah, somebody said they enjoyed the cooking and canning videos all week. Well, this week was a little tough on Danny. He has a really tough time during this time of the year. Yeah, I have a tough time during this time of the year. And so I kind of took over this week, and some of the videos I've already had it. We make videos all the time, okay? And so a lot of these videos may be a month or a month and a half old. Yeah. And we just hadn't had time to get them up with all we had going on. So we started this week. I just kind of took over and put out videos all week. Now he's back and he's doing pretty good. Yeah. So that takes care of the fingerling. Now, porch time. Porch time. Well, I'm sitting here looking at these comments here. Lana says that they butchered 3 hogs today. It's so hot here. You couldn't do that here in the heat. I think if you had a room to cool them down, then you could do it. Yeah. I mean, I could do it because I can cool my skinning room down. I just don't want to do it. It's just too hot. You're welcome, Brenda. She said thanks for answering. Yeah, we have a smokehouse and stuff The Wanda, Dawanda, that's the pig's name.
Yeah.
Delilah is actually the mama pig. Her name is
there
Delilah.
anyone in my neck of the woods? Okay.
And so now on porch time, he was talking about not living in fear because there were so many videos coming up and things were starting to gear toward a fear attack.
I was noticing on YouTube, a lot of the videos that I was watching, a lot of things was starting to just get out of hand, I felt like, because all I seen was fear factor, fear factor, fear factor. Everywhere I looked, it looked like people they were doing the prepping thing, but the way they were wording everything, it was based on fear.
And a lot of people thought that's what we were doing, and that was not our intent.
That was not our intent. As a matter of fact, let me say right now that Living on a Dime a while ago I watched them in their live streaming, and I wanted to give them a thumbs up because Mike put up a video a while ago that literally sent chills down my spine. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to probably try to pull that video out and actually show it if I can.
He's putting it up on his stream as a standalone video.
Yeah, he needs to.
And we'll share it when we see it. We'll start sharing it. We'll share it on
we're going to share it on Facebook and everything, because this video that he put up, I'm telling you, y'all probably, the ones of you who was over there saw it. That was an awesome video. I mean, it was God and Christ honoring, and it was glorifying to God, and it was the truth.
It was the Bible verses, he took the Bible verses and showed where you shouldn't live in fear.
Right.
Was basically what it was.
And
it was an awesome video, so we will be sharing it on Facebook and all this later when he gets it up and has it out.
Yeah, and on porch time, that's
Mike it's Mike, Living on a Dime.
Living on a Dime. If you go back to Living on a Dime, you'll be able to watch his live stream, and it's in about the middle of it. And yes, the Bible does say not to live in fear 365 times, once for each day of the year. Yes, you're exactly right, Carol.
And do we scald or scrape?
No, I do not scald or scrape pigs. I used to do that. Unless I'm going to save some of the skin for making pork skins or something like that, I do not scald my pigs anymore. I literally just hang them up and skin them. That's
I'll be back in a second.
Y'all saw what happened last time she did this, so there's no telling what she might do. But I just, as far as my porch times, I'm going to be getting back to more on the subject of homesteading and stuff like that, because so many people seem to appreciate that on my porch time. And I feel like that's the best thing for me to do, is to just get back to doing back to the basic stuff, because that's what I love doing the most, is teaching ways to live off your homestead and do it efficiently. I like talking about different tools and stuff like that.
Oh, hey, off-grid kid, do you render the fat?
Yes.
Yes, we use the fat also for making sausage, and we do our own sausage and our own bacon, and the fat goes into the sausage. So yes.
We do all that. Okay.
The next video was the fig roll-ups. And I had somebody, now I don't know which ones of you, but somebody said they made the fig roll-ups this week and said their kids loved them. And so we've made about 3 batches this week, I think, of fig roll-ups, because it doesn't take up the space and it doesn't take up jars like all the others, fig stuff.
Yes, I do. I'm going to answer some of these things on here. It says, no, I do not scald and scrape my hogs. I skin them. Thanks for the thumbs up on the porch time. Do I sugar cure my pork? Yes, I mix my own cure. I don't buy a cure, I mix my own.
And it's in the cookbook.
And it's in the cookbook. If you buy the cookbook, my bacon cure is in the cookbook.
And I set up an Etsy store this week, so if you want a cookbook, check out Deep South Homestead on Etsy. The cookbook is there.
Yes, along with a lot of other books that we have.
Yeah, no, that's not on Etsy.
Okay, well, no, it's on our YouTube.
We got too many things.
I got too many channels going right now, okay? What do you need to render the fat? All you need is a good pot and a burner, and you don't want to do it very fast. You want to do it slow.
All right, somebody was wanting to know why the sweet potatoes didn't produce like ours or something.
Why didn't my sweet potatoes produce
more? Why did they produce more vines and very little taters?
Too much fertilize. Sweet potatoes don't like fertilize.
Somebody I think said maybe they made the peach cobbler.
Am I going to show how to make syrup from the sugar cane? If I get the bearings poured in my mill and I get it put back together, yes I am. I'm not going to have the pan set up this year because I have a 12-foot stainless steel evaporator pan. I'm not going to get all that set up this year, but I will cook it over an open stove or fire and show you how the bubbles and all that stuff works to make syrup.
Yeah, and they were talking about cooking in lard. Yes, I used to cook all the time. I did all my frying and everything.
Yeah.
That's some of the best French fries and stuff you've ever eaten.
Oh, it is. The only problem, since I've had my gallbladder took out now, I don't know how the lard's going to be affecting me. So
yeah,
that's going to be something we're just going to have to work with here.
Okay, the next video was the top ground sweet potato.
You're moving too fast through these now.
Okay, you got something else to say on the root roll-ups?
The fruit roll-ups is the best thing you ever made, Grandma's Homestead. I agree with you. Wanda uses these fruit roll-ups. She makes all kinds of things out of them. She rehydrates them and makes fig Newtons out of them. And I'm going to tell you what, I could eat my body weight in fig Newtons.
Yeah, they're awesome. Hey, Wallace Knife Works. I get them.
Okay, Mr. Wallace, good to see you made it here. You said you got your computer up and running, you're going to be here, so I'm guessing that you've got it up and running.
Yes. Okay.
Somebody says that their neighbor's got a bear behind their house 3 years ago. We had a bear in our neighborhood here this past year, so
yeah.
Even in the deep south, the Game and Fish Commission has come in and turned the bears loose so that we can start getting them back here. Now, what use that is, I have no idea.
Yes, because right here where we live, I did a study on his genealogy, and I've been looking through Mississippi history, and here where we live, the black bears were very, very prominent here in this area that we live in, and there aren't any anymore, so they're starting to release them again to try and get them back.
Here a while back, I was starting to talk about onions on here, and I never did get to finish it because I kind of got sidetracked. And I want to kind of finish that topic because an individual asked me would I continue on that. And I want to talk about onions. Most people don't realize onions is a 2-year crop. If you go from seed to seed, onions is a 2-year crop. And one of the things I've learned about onions is you have to make sure of where you live at, whatever your longitude and latitude is, you have to make sure that you get the right onion for your area, depending on whether onions come in long day varieties, short day varieties, and day neutrals. Now, if you live in the northern climate, you're going to want a long day variety. If you live in the southernmost part, you're going to want a day neutral or a short day variety. And it took me a long time to actually ever realize that. One of the better varieties for the southern part of the United States down here is what's called a candy onion. That is one of the better ones that I've found. And one of the biggest mistakes that most people make when they're planting onions is when they put them in the ground, they put the bulb too deep in the ground. And when you do that, you will not get a bulb on your onion. You have to make sure that when you put that thing in the ground, that set, that you just get maybe just a little bit of, maybe half of the bulb under the ground and then the roots under it. And as that bulb grows, onions are unlike other plants. A lot of plants, you pull dirt to the plants. Onions are just the opposite. You pull dirt away from the onions. Mm-hmm. And when you let those onions grow and make a big bulb, if you leave them, when you see the top break over and fall down, then you'll know that the onion is getting close to time to harvest. And what most people don't realize is for every branch you see growing out on that onion, every leaf coming out is a layer around the outside of that onion. So you want to have at least 10 to 12 good leaves on that onion in order to know that you've got a 10 to 12 rings inside your onion that are good rings.
Yeah, I had somebody asked about the cookbook. Was the fig Newtons in it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, are we?
Okay.
The top ground sweet potatoes?
The top ground sweet potatoes, they're actually not called top ground sweet potatoes. If you look them up in the book, they're called above ground sweet potatoes. We just use the word top. So if you're trying to look them up, I think the only place we found them was Baker's Creek.
Yeah, Rare Seeds has them. That's where mine came from. I think there was about 10 seeds for $3, something
Yeah,
like
she
that.
paid like $10 for, well, it might have been 15 seeds. I think it was 10.
10 or 15, it wasn't many. I planted all of them, and I think I got 5 vines up, and out of the 5 vines, I got 3 potatoes.
Yeah.
That was it. Now they're really good. I've got one left I haven't used yet. I did one yesterday and made a pie, and they're really, really good. It's just that the seed, he's trying to save
I'm
seed.
trying to save seed. I've got a video that's going to be coming up about saving seeds from these above ground sweet potatoes. The only problem we're having with is they're not pollinating like they should, and some of the seeds we're not getting a lot of seeds like we wanted. And we only made 3 potatoes this year, or squashes, whichever one you want to call them. We only had 3 that actually came on the vines. So we're trying to save those seeds and possibly get them acclimated to our climate here a little bit better.
All right, do you direct sow onions or start bulbs?
I like to direct sow my seed into little pots and containers, and when they get about 3 inches tall, I usually will take a pair of scissors and cut the tops off of them till they're about 1 inch to 1.5 inches tall, and I let them regrow again. And as soon as they get about the size of a pencil eraser, I'll pull them up out of the ground, and I will take them and set them in the ground at that point, and it usually works fine for me.
So if anybody would like a Hoss bucket, Brenda W, I think is the one I see, is the one that was saying that she can't use it because of her back. So if somebody needs one, would y'all contact her and let her know? Onions are better grown from set or bull. What do y'all grow there?
We grow the candy onions is the one that we grow.
A lot of green onions.
We do a lot of the multiplying onions, but the bulb onions, every time we try to just set out bulbs, they never do anything here in our climate. So what we've learned to do is just to go from seed. It seems to work better.
Yeah, what about the red onions? They grow different like potatoes.
The red onions actually do pretty good here. I've grown some of them up to 4 inches in diameter. But the red onions are just like the other onions. You've got to learn to pull the dirt away from them. You've got to learn to just keep nothing but the roots in the ground. Onions are extreme high nitrogen feeders. So make sure when you feed them that you feed them lots of nitrogen, because they have to have it to grow.
Okay.
Somebody asked a while ago, hold on.
Yeah.
I kept it in my mind. Somebody asked, do I have a sausage spice recipe in the cookbook? Did we put my sausage recipe?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes. All right, M-I-C-H, I think her name's Michelle.
Yeah.
But anyway, she says she got her package in the mail with the cookbook and the spoons.
Oh, okay.
And she said her husband said they're not giving any of the spoons away at Christmas. They were supposed to be Christmas gifts, but now I'm assuming they're not. He's keeping them.
Oh.
I think that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Farmer Meemaw.
Farmer Meemaw's on. Cool. All right. That's cool.
Let's see.
Okay, let's see if we can catch another question here. If not, I can move on and talk about something else.
The refrigerator pickles.
Thank you, Internet Problems. Please contact Brenda for Hoss. Yes. Y'all, if any of y'all want one of those Hoss tubs like you see in our videos, they're fantastic for picking tomatoes in. They're fantastic for picking figs or anything like that.
Blueberries.
Blueberries, anything like that. Contact this lady because she's wanting to get rid of hers really quick to attract bats to cut down on mosquitoes. That's a very wise thing. Bats eat lots of mosquitoes. Somebody wants to know, where can they get the cookbook? Go to our About page, go to our home page, then go to the About page, and the About page will take you to where
It has the address, but if you want to cut all that out, go to Etsy. I put it on Etsy. If you'll go to the Etsy, Deep South Homestead on the Etsy store, you can buy it direct. You don't have to send a check. You can just check out there, and we will get the book to you within 2 or 3 days. We'll have it mailed. So Etsy's the easiest way to do it.
Etsy's the easiest way. You can print your own out right there, unless you want a hardback.
You can't print the cookbook yet.
Oh, that's right. You can't print the cookbook.
No, you have to buy the hard copy.
You have to buy the hard copy, but you can pay for it on Etsy.
You can pay for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm not sure I'm missing some comments.
Okay. Have you ever used fish head to fertilize, and for what? Yes, fish heads are really, really good to use, especially with corn. They work real well in the corn.
Will chicken poop burn onions?
Yes, chicken poop will burn anything fresh. Because onions are a lot like greens. Because you're going to eat them fresh, I never put raw chicken fertilizer next to anything like that I'm going to eat. The only time I'll use raw chicken fertilizer is underneath a plant that gets up extremely tall, and I'm not going to be it's going to be like a bean that's in a hole or something like that.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Let's see.
Chicken poop has to be aged before use.
Yeah.
Anyone know how to get rid of nuisance bats? That's one guy was talking about putting a bat house up. I'm not sure.
I don't know how you get rid of a nuisance bat.
I don't know what a bat house
I don't know what a nuisance bat is. I mean, unless he chases you in the dark or something. I don't know.
He's wanting bats, though, obviously. If he's putting a bat house up, he's
yeah,
wanting.
but Kitty's not. She's
She
wanting
wants
to get rid of
them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's two different things.
Yes, you can use rabbit poop fresh. We use it all the time. Rabbit poop is what's called a cold fertilizer. It will not burn anything. I have a question for multiple homesteaders. Do you put animal waste and blood into your compost?
Would the
Compost be superior? Animal waste. So I'm guessing they're talking about like chicken poop and all that kind of stuff. I do put that in my compost. I don't worry about it. I don't think it's going to hurt to put blood in there, to be honest with you. We put it in ours, so I don't think it's going to be a problem.
And Alderman Farms showed up. Hey, guys.
Yes, good to have y'all here.
American Homestead. Hey, Zach, how are you?
Cool,
he says
Zach.
He'll take the bats. So ship the bats to Zach at American Homestead. That's what you do.
Yeah, guano. Need some bat guano.
Yeah.
Found out my muscadine grapevine is rooted in my neighbor's yard. Can I root a cutting from it? Yes. This fall you can. Don't do it now. You can do it this fall.
Yeah.
Once the vine dies back and the leaves are gone off of it, cut it loose and dig it up and bring it and plant it back on your place.
Big Bear says he can get rid of them. I'm sure I know how he's going to get rid of them.
Yeah. If you need to get rid of any nuisance animal, contact Big Bear. He seems to be the master at that.
Yes. And he did a pretty good video this week. We watched it with the...
Somebody said they want you to add the Etsy link to this video. So
okay, I'll try to do that.
We would do that.
Big Bear did, what was the what if thing?
The what if thing, yeah.
Yes, we've been watching the what if series.
We've been watching the what if series.
So I think it finishes tomorrow.
It does, yeah.
So you guys can go back and check all the
Okay, the question is asked by Brenda. When will we start our second growing season? Brenda, that's going to all depend on the weather. If it stays extremely hot here for quite some time, I won't start it probably till September, because the heat, if it looks to me like it's going to last on into October, then I won't do it.
Okay.
Okay, animal waste is parts not used when butchering. I do not put the entrails or anything like that in my compost. I don't do that. I will use the blood, but I don't use any type of entrails or anything like that. I usually will take them out and bury them somewhere.
Yeah, and most people don't put meat or fat in their compost either.
Right. No meat or no fat in the compost.
Oh.
What will I plant in the fall? Jay wants to know.
Yeah.
Okay, what we plant in the fall, we plant onions, we plant broccoli, we plant cabbage.
Kale.
Kale's one of our big ones.
Greens.
My own tender greens. I have my own tender greens I've created over the last 20-something years. So I have tender greens. Let's see. What else do we plant in the fall? Brussels sprouts. It'll take me a minute. Some more things may come to me as time goes on.
We got the greenhouse this year, so this year we're going to keep bell peppers, because this was something somebody asked with the greenhouse.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in some of the, at least 1 or 2 or 3 of the bell peppers. Some of the tomatoes. We're going to
replant some tomatoes in the greenhouse.
We're going to do cucumbers. I want lettuce.
Marconi peppers. We're going to put them in there. Let's see. Lettuces. Maybe we're going to try cabbage in the greenhouse to see if
just try some. And we may even try, just like one barrel may just have a few English peas in it, just to see how they do.
Because this year is going to be a lot of experimenting from us. James Humer wants to know, when will we plant our greens? I won't plant my greens until probably mid-September.
Yeah, and we plant our kale on our hugel bed, our hugel culture bed, and it has grown there 2 years in a row now, and it looks really good. We get a lot of kale out of that.
Yeah, we get a lot of kale out of it.
And so we're going to be doing that again this year, I think.
Yes, we plant our head lettuce in the fall. We do not plant any lettuces in the spring in the deep south because it won't grow.
It goes to seed.
By the time it gets up and gets started, the heat drops in here on us and it bolts. So we don't plant anything like that in the spring. Most all the lettuces and stuff we do is in the fall.
Do you sell the seed for your tender greens? That's YouTubers wants to know.
YouTubers wants to know. Let me see how many I have left this year, and I will let you know, because last year we had a hot winter, and I didn't get to save.
You saved a few.
I saved a few seeds, but I didn't get to save very many, and I might have a few left. I'll just have to check and see.
If you will, please
just PM me.
PM us, because we'll forget. If
yeah.
We'll PM, we can see it, and we'll write a note down.
2.67 wants to know, do we plant pole beans for fall? No, I do not plant pole beans in the fall here. I will plant butter beans in the fall a lot of times, because I have picked butter beans here up until Christmas. And literally just get tired of picking them, because literally the cold doesn't hurt the butter beans here for some reason unless it's a freeze.
Do we start seedlings for lettuce or direct planting?
We do it direct seeding. I have better luck putting the seeds in the ground, letting it come up, and then transplanting my own rather than go to the store. When you go to the store and buy seedlings to plant, they're sprayed with a pre-emergent, not a pre-emergent, they're sprayed with a chemical to keep them from growing and being spindly.
Yeah. Grandpa wants to know about your corn. Will you be selling it?
Yes, I probably will be selling some of my corn. Unless the animals
get it.
Unless the animals get it.
Now, it's beautiful. It's drying real well, and we have some in the barn and some in the greenhouse, and we have some here in the house. And he's talking about bringing some more here in the house.
I'm talking about bringing some more in the house.
And
I mean, look, I'm crazy about my corn. I've worked so many years on this, I don't want to lose it.
And so yeah, if we have plenty, you'll just have to PM us again. And
yeah, just PM us and let me know, and if I've got it, I'll be more than happy to get it to you. Okay, about what temperature range is that in September when you plant your fall gardens? I like for my nighttime temps to not go, to be around 60 degrees, and my daytime temps to not get over 80.
Okay, YouTuber says he doesn't know yet how to PM. Okay, when this video comes up, can you put a comment down in the comment section after the video comes up tonight?
Yeah, after the video comes up, go back, and you don't have to watch it, just turn it on and just click it off right quick and run down to the comment section and leave a comment for me.
Yeah, raccoons, Paradise said they had raccoons. They lost theirs. We lost all ours last year to raccoons too.
But this year we've been extremely vigilant. We have caught probably 20 possums, and I think we're up to about 8 raccoons.
And we've got the trap set now.
The traps are set 24 hours a day now.
We got a possum, a couple of days ago? Do we have a recipe for sweet chow chow? No.
No, we do not have one for chow chow in our cookbook. I've made it, but we don't use it on a regular basis.
It says your corn may be best acclimated for your climate.
Yes, it is.
It is, but it should grow most anywhere. But it
will grow anywhere. But what you'll have to do is, after the first year, you'll have to save those seeds for your own self and get it acclimated to your climate also.
Somebody
said they caught their Heaven Help Us said they caught their raccoon last night that was eating their corn. Thumbs up to you, my man. Thumbs up. Catch them all.
Yeah. Okay, we're fixing to run through right quick. Refrigerator pickles. We had a lot of people like the pickles. They were sweet pickles. I watched somebody, and I can't remember who it was, did a dill pickle recipe. I have to go back and find who I was watching. But they did do a dill pickle refrigerator pickle.
Yes.
And then the flashlight review, he did that. We keep that flashlight in the
flashlight's in my bug out bag, and as a matter of fact, I'm in contact with that company now. I'm trying to see if they'll send me some extra ones.
We want to do a giveaway with the flashlight, so hopefully before long.
As a matter of fact, do we even have any moderators on here tonight?
I thought I had, I thought aldermans were, but when I saw their name, it didn't show up. But we're gonna add We Tree Bonsai and a couple.
Yeah, we'll be sending you a thing to let you know that you could be a moderator.
Yeah, because Scratch and some of them are moderators. We've got several, but they're not here tonight.
Sweet corn this morning and their coons cleaned. Oh no! Mark at Sunbird Acres said the coons cleaned out all his sweet corn last night. Man, look, let me just tell y'all something. If you're growing corn, when that corn starts putting on ears, go ahead and set your traps. Go ahead and start setting traps right then. Yeah. Don't wait, just leave them out.
Yeah. Okay, the last video we've had up is the What's Happening, the garden video. That's what was going on around here this, in the
that's been our garden for the last week or so. We wanted y'all to see that what we do here on our homestead is not just talk, because a lot of the YouTube channels I go to, all they do is sit and talk about their garden. And I do talk about mine, but at the same time, I want to be able to show you that what I'm telling you, I want you to see the results from it. I don't want to be sitting back, y'all thinking, well, this guy does all this talking, he ain't showing me anything. So I literally want to be able to show you what's going on our homestead and, a little bit about how we get there.
And this week, tonight, we should hit our 6,000 subs. So we want you guys to know we really appreciate y'all watching and keeping up with our videos. And we're at 400,000, I think, in views, which is really, to me, is really pretty awesome.
Yes.
And so we're just thankful for all of y'all for keeping up with us.
I'm thankful that all y'all come out tonight just to watch us. I mean, sure, we'd like to see our channel get to be extremely big, but
we also like the being able to know you guys.
I feel like a lot of y'all, I know you personally, because we have a lot of you that call us on the phone and talk to us personally, and that's kind of special to us too. And
Grandpa said he'd moderate too, so thank you. We'll be adding moderators.
Yeah, we're going to be adding some more. Let's see. I love the fact that you do that the way you do. I'd be happy to help sub if you need it. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that, kid.
Yeah, because we're going to have to add a few. We haven't had problems with people being ugly yet. I mean, I think one time maybe. And so, but we do want to be cautious.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, I mean, we've never had a problem up, and usually I don't worry about it too much unless it gets to be vulgar or something like that.
And so we have coming up.
Oh, okay. We've got, I have a book that I've almost finished on growing sweet potatoes. I'm going to be putting that out on Etsy for people to have. And I kind of want to see the response I get from y'all, because I've been working now for months on this book. It has a lot of information on how to plant sweet potatoes. It has a lot of information about sweet potatoes. It has a lot of information on some of the processes that you need to go through in growing it.
It's not going to be a really big book, but
right?
We took pictures along the way.
Yeah, it's a book with pictures in it.
That way you can see the process.
Every time I make a comment about what I do with the sweet potatoes, there is a picture to back it up.
Yes.
So if we can get this book uploaded like we want to, it'll be going up on the Etsy store pretty soon, and it'll be up for sale. I'm thinking it's going to be around $6.
Something like that, probably.
Somewhere around $6.
So it might be a week or two, but y'all just keep in mind at some point we're going to have the sweet potato book up on the Etsy store. So we'll let you know at that time.
A lot of people said they need pictures. And look, a lot of times, even me, when I read something, I really don't get a visual in my head. So that's one of the reasons I put the pictures in this book, is because it may be worded in a way in which it's a little bit confusing. So I wanted you to be able to see the picture to have an understanding about what I was trying to say.
They want a fig book too. And we're going to add recipe or two in the back of
Yeah,
the
there'll be
book.
recipes for these sweet
And
potatoes.
so a fig book, that's pretty awesome. We're going to do a series of books. They're going to be 20, 25 pages. Some of them may be 5 or 6 pages if it's not that much information. But you should be able to take a binder and put it all in it to keep it with you.
And 2.67 wants to know if I'm going to give a tractor away when I reach 6,000 subs. I probably have already reached 6,000. YouTube actually told me
last week
that we'd already reached 6,000. It's just
they countered on our thing.
Oh, we're over our time.
Oh, well.
Y'all, I am sorry I'm into someone else's time. I just looked up and seen that I'm over my time. Let me have prayer and let y'all get to this next channel. What's up?
Y'all join Zach at An American Homestead, and thank you guys for coming tonight.
Yeah. Father, I thank you for the time you've given us, and I thank you for loving us. I thank you for all these people who've come out to be able to be a part of this channel. And Lord, I just want to pray for each and every one of them right now. I want to lift them up before you, and a lot of them have a lot of things going on in their homestead. I want to ask you to just, Lord, just answer them in a way that will best glorify the kingdom of heaven and help them out with their homesteads, Lord. If any of them have any kind of physical issues or sicknesses or just psychological, financial issues, Lord, whatever's going on in their life, I'm asking you now to work with them and bless their lives as they try to get their homesteads up and running. I ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, guys, we got to get out of here because we're on Zach's time now. Talk to y'all later.